Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Palkovic, your art teacher. I know it's been a long time since we've been together, but I want to keep our learning happening. So today I am going to show you some different suggestions for a project this week, and it's all about flowers. Because they're blooming. The trees are starting to bloom. The leaves are starting to come out. The flowers in our neighborhoods are starting to pop up all over with bright, beautiful color. So at each grade level, we generally do a project that involves flowers. So today I'm going to show you several different options. They'd be great Mother's Day options too. So please follow along with me, or feel free to make up your own project based on what I'm talking about. You don't have to do exactly what I say. Just like in class, you have to kind of follow along, but you can be free to make it into your own. And right now, since we're all working in different spaces and different places, can you guess where I am now in my house? I've never taught art here before. You can be free to kind of create your own project. I'm going to give a lot of different ideas, and you get to pick what you would like to do best or what you have available to you, or you can come up with your own project. To make our vase, I do have a white sheet of paper here. I know that's a really white wall with a really white piece of paper, but there's a paper there to make a vase. What I tell my students, and it's a large sheet of paper, find about the middle for your vase. Okay, right there, you're going to make your top line. It shouldn't be as wide as the paper. Try to have it even, okay? Then lines in and in. Then I say take your bunny fingers or your peace sign, try to stretch them out, or if you need to use two fingers, and then slide it to the bottom. Don't draw a line, slide. Right there between those two fingers, you're going to put a line. It doesn't have to be exact, okay, but close enough. You can double check. Then the key to making your vase is having both sides the same. So if you're going to do a wavy line on this side, you need to try to do the same wavy line on the other side. Typically though, I just teach a nice C, forwards and backwards, and you have it touch that bottom line. And you try your best to make the exact same line on the other side. And there we have a vase. To put your vase on the table, you just draw lines, connect or straight across, but you don't draw in the middle, to the other side. And now your vase is sitting on a table. Now, as an artist, for the rest of this, I say when you're adding flowers, do not draw the stems. However, if it makes you happy, just make sure your vase is filled with more flowers than stems. No one ever says, oh, thank you for the stems. We always sniff the flowers. So please make sure to have more flowers. I fill all the way up to the top. I am connecting a link to a video that someone else made and did a great job with creating different doodles of flowers. So feel free to watch that video to get ideas. Usually I'd have our idea folder so you can see lots of different kinds. The other suggestion that I have is if an adult wants to help you, or if you're one of my second or third graders, use a cereal box and create your own tracers. So I do have some examples of tracers with that same cereal box that I made for myself and my kids. So there's flower tracers that you can use to fill up your vase with beautiful flowers. I say to try to give each flower its own self space, because then it gets a little difficult once they start overlapping. You may decorate your vase with any sort of design that you wish. You may also put, maybe there's a tablecloth on your table, and add a tablecloth. So this is one idea, is the vase and flowers. I do have another example that I'm going to finish tracing and put up, and this spot also so that you can see. Another suggestion that I have is sort of a Georgia O'Keeffe inspired picture, and I'll find a video to link that up, but of a more close-up flower, and I know that's hard to see with the light, but I will also trace that and put that up. I usually do this as a directed drawing, ask students to draw the circles in the middle, and then I say arms up, and then flip it on its head, and then do arms up again, so you have the top and bottom. The next drawing that we have is what I have titled our Whimsical Garden, and that starts with a crazy zigzag line for grass, and then some of the biggest, wildest, crazy flowers that you can think of, and adding their stems, and then adding color. Now, how you want to add color is something I'll talk about in a minute, because I want to give 2 more examples of flower projects that you can do. With this one, I did use those tracers that I just mentioned. You trace the tracers and then give them the inside, because the tracer only gives you the outside details. So then you go through and add the details that make your flowers more interesting. And then the last example of flower that I have, I took one of the things I had at home, which was a plain paper plate, and I, using tape and scissors and a pencil to draw my shapes, created a flower. For you. Okay, so just using what I had available to me, I made several different flower projects. Now, after a little bit, I'm gonna trace them, and then I'll jump back on and show you the video of my trace drawings, and then we can talk a little bit about how we add color. It's basically what you have. Do you have watercolor paint? Do you have Crayola washable markers? That's another type of paint that you can use. If you color with those, be very careful about what colors are friendly or not. But if you use those markers and then with water, they bleed. So that means they kind of go past where you put them, and you can color things in. You don't have to stay in the lines necessarily either. You could color a rainbow straight across your picture to add color. You could color some but not all the parts of your flower. There's lots of different ways to add color, or you could just color beautifully with crayon. You could color just the flowers with crayon and paint around them. It's up to you. Also, my students who have done the turtles before, we used markers, but we didn't necessarily color things in all the way. We used dots and lines to fill up our picture. So maybe that's something you experiment with and try. I just want to see you making art, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. There's no pressure. You could watch all these videos and just in the comments give me a thumbs up, but maybe you don't have time to make today, tomorrow, this week. It's okay. I'd love to hear from you. I want to have some more communication with kids happening. I miss you a lot. This is really tough on all of us. I would rather be in school teaching you than in my bathroom teaching art right now. But have a great week. Happy Make Art Monday. If you have any questions, please reach out. Parents, don't feel stressed. It's stressful, I know. Do your best. And try to make art when you can, whatever way you can. Thanks. Bye.